most brilliant instalment of this soon-to-be award-winning series, I showed you, better than anyone else, how humankind dragged itself out of caveman times. To reach the next level, humanoid kind would need to believe in something bigger than man himself. Which is better, the Bible or the Quran?
The Quran.
So that one.
I guess we solved that problem.
When Christ was born, he had a magic flaming circle on his head, which would have set fire to all the hair and pubes as he came out. Whether or not they think he was the actual Son of God who performed miracles, they all agree he preached tolerance and forgiveness. A message so important his most ardent followers would eventually start killing anyone who didn't want to hear it.
Ha ha! Got her good, man.
Jesus was killed because people didn't like what he was saying. Could you call him the first celebrity victim of cancel culture?
I think cancel culture would sort of require...
No, sorry, that wasn't a question. I'm literally asking if you could call him the first celebrity victim of cancel culture for our show. It's for a credit sequence with punchy sound bites in it.
You might even say Jesus was the first celebrity victim of cancel culture.
Perfect delivery, dude.
During his lifetime, Jesus only had 12 followers, fewer even than my Uncle Steve's uninspiring Instagram account.
Steve S. Cunk.
Why do Christians call that special book the Bible?
The Bible?
Is that how it's pronounced? I've literally never heard anyone say it before. Christ's message was spread far and wide, almost 2,000 years before the release of Belgian techno anthem Pump Up the Jam. Just for this, can you pretend that loads of Christians were thrown to the lions?
Really? But that's wrong.
Just do it into this camera, please. We need it for the credits.
Imagine if every day your lunch was just screaming and wouldn't stop. That's going to have an impact on your mental health.
The mental health of lions.
Yeah.
And then he walked out.
The Roman Emperor Constantine, whose name means constant or unchanging, one day unexpectedly changed to Christianity. My mate Paul was driving to Winchester when a lorry jackknifed in front of him, and Paul, who's never been religious, spoke to Jesus and said, "If I survive this, I'll believe in you." He fractured his skull and broke both his legs. Why did Jesus do that to him?
Well, you've raised a very significant question about the nature of providence.
Have I?
Now, your friend,
Paul,
his accident, to what extent can one blame God?
Paul never forgave him. He said, "If I ever see Christ again, he's a dead man."
Right.
It's here the Vandals' terrifying assault on the city took place. The Vandal hordes would have swept through there, past the coffee shop with the rude staff. They'd left nothing but destruction and horseshit in their wake. Rome had been sacked, destroyed, properly fucked to bits. Dark Ages sort of sounds like a symptom, doesn't it?
You mean the Dark Ages?
Oh, right. Is that what it is?
If you mean an old-fashioned term for the early Middle Ages.
Right.
Looks like she's sitting there in boxer shorts.
It had fantastic thinkers and historians and artists and authors.
But it was a bit shit. The Dark Ages was a depressing era. Which episode are we in now?
Probably something about the Middle Ages.
Episode 3 or episode 4?
I'm afraid I'm not sure.
We're both just lost here, aren't we?
We're just winging it as we go.
The Temple of Kukulkan. If you were brought here 1,000 years ago, chances are you're about to be sacrificed. Today you're perhaps more likely to be dropping by as part of a pleasant day trip out from the nearby holiday resort of Tulum. All the rooms are en suite, and with this stunning ocean view, it's hard to think of a reason to get out of bed. Apart, of course, from the beautiful beach. With 5 on-site restaurants to choose from, you'll never get bored of the food. If all that wasn't enough, the stunning you won't want to go home.
Philomena stayed 5 nights at the Casa de Lujo Hotel and Spa. All-inclusive prices start at £200 per person per night based on 2 sharing.
Stealing all the little soaps and lotions.
Apparently, Islam can be a sensitive topic. The producers say if I don't follow this script to the letter, there's a chance I'll cause a serious international incident.
Maybe let's just skip this part.
What can we say about Islam? Well, for one thing, it expanded across the globe. It was an apparently irresistible spread, like Nutella. The Quran says, accumulating knowledge is a worthy act. Islamic mega-nerds created the first universities and libraries, comparing all the world. Christianity was also expanding, thanks to missionaries. The missionaries were known for their position. The big man, God, was on top, and the rest of us had to lie back and take it. In all paintings of Jesus, he comes in two modes. He's either a baby or he's being crucified. Are there any paintings where he's being crucified as a baby?
No.
Right, they missed an opportunity there, didn't they?
Surely there must be some.
Did Jesus ever paint himself?
Certainly there's no record of that happening.
He might not have signed it. He was quite modest, wasn't he?
He was modest in parts. He did also say he was the son of God.
Yeah, he could have kept that quiet. There are lots of paintings of Muhammad too, but our producer had to sign a form promising not to show them. Everyone was really into the Crusades, fighting back and forth to see which side would win Jerusalem this year. The Crusades sound very violent. Why can't the religions all learn to live together in peace like they do in Ireland? The leader of the Mongols, Genghis Khan. These days, Genghis Khan comes up in conversation less often than Dennis Quaid.
And Dennis Quaid never comes up.
Standing here now in whatever castle this is, I can't help but wonder what life must have been like. Here, in the central atrium, the table's laid out for a feast, bedecked with haunches of venison, blackbird pie, roast goose inside a pig. Over here, peasants are to-ing and fro-ing in their finery. In this corner, someone's playing medieval...
She just ran through the table. My immersion, please.
And an arrow flies into the room. It thuds into this wall. The arrow has a message on it. It's from Robin Hood, threatening revenge on the entire round table for what he did to Gandalf. Worried murmurs fill the air and turn to screams. It's chaos. The flute goes mental. A dancing bear howls. Life in the castle is back to normal. Just in time for everyone to suddenly drop dead from plague. That's what life was like in my castle. Have you ever really thought about yours?